No, still not. Yes, finally, microphone. Welcome back, microphone. Thanks, microphone, for doing your bit, microphone. It's the final round of the Porsche Cup. And tonight, we're off to Zolder, which is a little bit of a highlight for what's going to happen come
Alex
on.
Imey. Hello, sir.
Good evening.
And of course, Neil Alexander. Welcome to you.
I think you've just done the intro over top of me, which is fucking hilarious.
Neil, I don't know if you're getting through to the YouTube stream.
I was actually doing the intro, mate, before you interrupted me.
Oh, well, we couldn't hear you. I'm so sorry. I've come
You're
straight...
muted.
Neil.
No one heard you either.
We're sitting in here muted.
That's all right. How are we, gentlemen?
We're very well. We were just discussing how much we're looking forward to watching these cars go around Zolder. Should be a lot of fun.
I was just discussing how I'm not looking forward. I'm joking, I was. Those cones are still there, which is unusual. It's been 3 minutes. But yeah, as you just said, I am looking forward to this race tonight. We've got brand new DLC content announcement on the way, so
yes,
if you're an ACC fan, you're up and about. Because finally, we've got some new tracks to run around on.
Oh, so much excitement in the Discord today for those new tracks. Is there any confirmation other than the little Instagram post that we saw? Is it just the 3 tracks? Or is there a bit more? Is there liveries coming? What is it?
So far, that's all I know. Is it's obviously Coda, Indianapolis, and Watkins Glen, which I'm still a little bit... I thought there would be 4 tracks, but hey, beggars can't be choosers. I'll take anything. I'd race around my backyard if it meant it was on ACC.
Someone come and get a laser scan in your backyard and get it done.
It's pretty easy. It's just a skid pan.
Which of those tracks are you most looking forward to, Alex?
Probably Watkins Glen.
That's a good shout.
Certainly it's an interesting track and not one that I've actually driven before in GT cars, so it should be good fun actually.
What about you, JC? No, you don't?
Well, I've only ever driven Coda out of those tracks, and Coda probably only 3 times in the F1 game, so never driven a GT3 around any of them. And yeah, the Coda I've only done a few times, so Coda's the only one I'm going to have any idea of the layout. Watkins Glen, though, when I saw it on, I did a little onboard lap on YouTube this week. It looks really flowy, really nice. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm happy with all of them. And I haven't done a lap on Indianapolis, I don't believe. So I'm actually looking forward to that the most. Something new, different for ACC, being the makeup that it isn't actually an IndyCar track. Obviously, it's not the oval version, but yeah, I'm looking very much forward to Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
When I first heard that, I totally was thinking of, and I know I was thinking of the wrong track, but the Daytona infield, the one that goes around half of the oval and then cuts into the infield. So in my mind's eye, I was thinking that's where we were going. And I was like, oh yeah, I kind of know that layout. I've watched a few long events there. Is it very similar to that, Indy?
Very similar. Okay. So it's the inside of the oval circuit, pretty much. They race Indy there, they race NASCAR there, I believe, but they might use the outer circuit. So yeah, it's essentially Daytona, but obviously not Daytona. But again, I've never driven there, I don't believe, so yeah, can't wait. 30th of June, get amongst it.
Just drawing attention to the fact that this track is currently greasy. So the Porsche Cup's having to deal with another slippery track tonight.
Sorry, I just had to yell his name out once.
No,
please change the fucking... I'm going to be 2 seconds. I'm just going to finish this Luxor off. And wow, that's a lot of curb.
No, yeah, go enjoy a lot of Luxor. Take your time. We'll say hello to chat. Hello, Peach. Hello, Tack. Hello, George Fowler. Hello, Jan. Craig Dale's in here as well. We love you, chat. Good to see you tonight. Good to see plenty of numbers on track tonight, too. There's 23 that I can see, but I'm not sure if that stretches further on down past what is currently visible. How's your week been, Alex? With 3 minutes to go on this qualifying session, we've got a little bit of time to chew yet.
Well, I've actually been quite busy, which is certainly good.
Cars falling off the track back there. Busy in real life or busy with OR or a bit of both?
Yeah, a bit of both. OR as well as the fire service stuff.
Putting out fires or?
dealing with fire alarms, trees coming down, and new trucks being delivered.
What's your scariest fire story?
Well, that would depend on what exactly I'm allowed to say on stream.
As in,
But,
in terms of swear words, or
Well, there's a couple of things that are probably a bit
all right. Well, we
not
won't
pleasant.
we won't venture too far. Oh, gruesome stuff. Oh, okay.
As for the scariest thing for me personally was probably back 6 months after I became active within my brigade. Came within a metre or so of being hit by a falling gum tree. Saved by the fellow firefighter just dragged me back at the last possible second.
So you guys are friends for life?
I've actually not seen her for quite a while. She's with another brigade. I was just randomly thrown onto their truck when they had low crew. Yeah, I was meant to be doing more of a support role, and next thing I know, I'm being pushed onto this truck I've never been on before with people I've never worked with. Being told, off you go, have fun.
Go out there and nearly get smacked by a tree.
But in recent memory, back in January this year, bit of not so much frightening as just being on edge in the southeast of SA. I was down there for a 2-day deployment for a fire burning through a blue gum plantation, and I was just meant to be a crew leader doing some things, but one of the drivers of one of the other trucks went down with a bit of exhaustion, and being the only spare driver in the area, they put me in the driver's seat to get the truck back to the staging area, just driving along a road with gum trees either side just fully engulfed in flames. Been on the go for 18 hours and just trying to drive through that, keep distance between the trucks ahead, watching for anything maybe coming down to say hello to us.
This is your admin and director of stewarding for Octane Online Racing, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. And he's probably still had harder nights bloody doing split red.
Absolutely.
Just watching times now. Lucas Burst held the quickest time and it was a very quick time too. It was 1.6 second clear. I don't know if he set that at the start, but it's gone from greasy to green now. And we're starting to see a few more times challenge. Oh, that's not going to challenge.
Not from Ben.
So Ben Floyd currently on provisional pole. He's 2/10 clear of Burst. Burst on track. Johan up there as well. And Valentini. Valentini's! Yeah, we're going to have to yell his name every time we read it. I'll tell you what, Matty Herrick doing very nice up there in P5. That's a very quick time from the recently promoted rookie. And Manto with exactly the same time. Both of those boys 1.260 seconds behind the top timer Ben Floyd.
Love to see it.
On board with Hermanto now as Corey Sweet improves to P5. Lucas Burst has crossed the line, couldn't improve, so no pole position tonight for Lucas Burst. Wonder if Ben Floyd's still out there posting a lap. Looks like he is somewhere. A lot of dots on that track map, as I said. Good to see so many numbers here tonight for the final round here at Zolder. I'm sure there'll be
Fantastic to see such a strong field to finish us off.
Sure there'll be a lot of people in chat watching this too from the rookies and the endurance. We're looking forward to the 7 hours of Zolder coming up at the start of July. So we've got a little idea of the track layout here if they haven't been before, which they probably should have by now because the event's been up for a bit. We've been practicing this week. But it'll be a good indication of what it's like to battle other cars, that's for sure. It's a notoriously difficult track to pass on.
Did you end up getting your 27?
No, still chasing that dragon. I did beat my personal best at Suzuka today though, which was a nice little, yeah, very happy with that. But yeah, still chasing that 27.
So we see Steenkamp going P2.
Nice one, Johan. Plonks himself in front of some Lucas Burst after
just saw that Floyd was the last one to cross the line and just took another half a second off his time just to rub it in.
Did he really? Wow. So he's well clear up the front there. That is ominous pace from Ben Floyd. who's already won a race or two in this series so far. I reckon he won Bathurst at the very start, amongst others. I think he won Paul Ricard, maybe round 3 or 4 as well. Or was that a last lap battle that Burst won? They were definitely battling those. That was a cracking battle. You watching? I think we were watching that together, actually, Alex.
More than likely, yeah. That was there's been quite a few good battles this season in this series.
They're great cars to drive. They're so much fun. They're really good. They're really good fun, these ones. Almost as fun as the BMWs, which are coming up next. They will kick off at about 9:30. Where are the BMWs tonight?
Here again.
So it's a double header at Zolder, if you don't mind. M2's at Zolder, Enduro Quali at Zolder, 7 hours of Zolder. Porsches are here at Zolder as well. I mean, he'll be sick of Zolder after this month, but he'll Zolder on.
Get out.
Yes!
Get absolutely out.
I got the missus in the background having a giggle at that one too, so
I
well
thought I
done.
heard her.
Well done to the hamster. He's got the giggles coming for that one. $50. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
You are a gentleman and a scholar.
Still doesn't forgive that though.
No, that's a banger. That's 10 out of 10. What are you from the man? That's great.
I thought
love a
you
bit of
said it. I
that.
wasn't even looking at chat. That's
No,
the
that's
way
from the
I'm there.
hamster. That's his, mate.
Thanks, Marky Mark. I'm just quietly very excited about Zolder 7 out. Qualification started on Monday. You might have seen the new little system I've got in place, the new leaderboard. Big shout out to Glenn Germain for his work in getting that sorted for us here at Octane Online Racing.
Thank you, everybody.
And we begin the formation lap at Zolder, one of my personal favourite circuits in ACC, and doesn't get enough love. It's going to be very tight in the endurance series, and that's what we like to see. Patience, but will there be patience here tonight in the Porsche Cup final round? Who's going to win? Who's likely to win this championship? It's Lucas Burst, surely.
Well, we say championship like there's a points table. We're not actually doing points this season for this one, but if we were,
Here we
it
are.
would be... Are we?
Yeah,
Are you sure?
fucking oath, mate.
I haven't seen a points table. Where's that? I'd love to see it. Bring it up. I haven't got any of that
Mate,
information
Mr.
in front
Paul
of me.
Cranich has been
He's been
doing
doing
that.
the BMWs. I don't know if he's doing the Porsches.
Where is it?
I don't recall seeing anything for the Porsches. I know he's been doing
Oh.
a fantastic job with the BMWs.
Yeah, pretty sure he's doing that for the BMWs, not for the Porsches. But if you have something that I'm not aware of, as I said, please enlighten me. I would love that information because, as I said, I think it'd be Burst
I
up there at
saw
the
it.
top with Floyd. Burst and Floyd would be occupying the top 2 spots. They've been pretty consistent. They've got a couple of race wins under the belt each. Corey Sweet obviously would be right up there as well.
We'll just make them up now as we go then. So championship leader, Andy Bishop, currently NFP 17. He's followed closely by Dean Karki. I don't know. Clip that. Oh, g'day, there's Scarnon. G'day, Rugress. Are we going to get you back racing soon, Doug? I miss you out there. Oh, there we go. Cranachoni doing M2. He's not paid enough for the Porsche. Just starting to bunch up. Well, at the start of this race, I'm going to turn my headset up because it's fucking quiet. That's better. Not ugly livery night was last night in the rookies. For the Porsche Cup, they just do their own thing. Same with the M2s.
There will be ugly liveries for the Sprint Series tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll get an announcement out there and try and advertise that a little bit for the final round of the sprints. We'll get some ugly liveries happening. Mull, I have called these all season, haven't got a single safety car. So here at Zolder, which is one of your favourite tracks, this is all you, mate.
All right, let's go. Waiting for the green lights here at Zolder for the final round of the Porsche Cup. It's round 6. And we're away. A nice, even balanced start there. Turn 1 is always interesting, but it's quite wide. You just don't want to run off into that sand and keep the boot in as there's a car around at the front. There we go. Welcome to Mullock calling the starts of these races, but it's no yellow flags, which is strange. There we go. Showing now. 420. That's up a leader. Lucas Burst. Scenes here at Zolder early as we come down to the first chicane. Cold tyres. don't know how they take the chicane in these cars compared to the other ones in GT3. Well, apparently it doesn't exist.
Oh,
So they can get away with it. This chicane can pretty much get in the bin though. You're very blind. You've got a couple of cones you'll see on the right hand side there and left hand side there. I reckon they're going to last till lap 1 in the endurance round.
Surprised they've lasted so long in this one already.
I'm pretty sure in the endurance round someone will take it out on the formation run.
Can it be hit in the formation lap if they're ghosted? I can't remember. That sign did. Bye, see a sign. This is the track. We did a race in the sprint series and someone had one of the signs wedged in their window and it was one of the highlights of me broadcasting. Oh, very squirrely here. Mike Real, Dumpling House. He has been in the thick of the action all season. He's got Hignett behind him, Cadillo behind him. Out in front, Benny Floyd 1 second clear. The gaps are opening up a little bit out the front.
Tell you what, there's plenty of dots on the track map that are spaced out. I noticed a couple of them started in the pits, so I don't know if they hit drive in time. And then, of course, we saw Lucas Burst as well, who dropped way back. So he's in the pits now, by the look of it, completing potentially a mandatory stop, trying to get to the... But there's a pit window in these Porsche Cup races, is there not?
There it is, one stop. By the looks of that, someone is going to launch it off that first chicane. 844 is around at turn 2. 844, not sure who that is. Sad reacts only. Lucas is in the pits, yeah. That's a long way back. It's a good effort to win this race.
Must have got a hit as the field was coming through, as certainly the pit window would not be open yet, so you would not want to be pitting unless you had no choice with the damage.
Yeah, unless you had no choice. Yeah, he was well on the inside. Oh, there's a boat and a bunch, and they carry on in a straight line, but that could have been worse. Perkins getting a driver's eye view of that one. Yeah, he looked like he was on the inside of the track there. And I don't know. You're right. There's no. It's weird that he's pitted at this stage, but he hasn't got damage. So I hope that's not the case. Someone can come through and clean him up.
15 is around the last chicane, final corner.
Yo, that descend, nice one there from what looks to be Dale Brady up the inside of Ben Hignett. Although I don't think that's Ben Hignett's green one. That green one's allowing cars through. Maybe that's a blue flag. It wasn't quite the same I thought it was. Oh no, Brady's in the green one.
Yeah, Brady's falling back a little bit here. Here we go, side by side. This never works here. Someone is going to have to pull out, and it's 33, Mr. Perkins. Oh, that really does unload that suspension. Oh, here we go again. Too wide. That's deep.
Goodness.
That is never going to work.
Oh
and
dear.
that is absolute
Way
sad.
too deep.
And that is the worst rejoin tonight.
Century, ladies and
Oh,
gentlemen.
that is disgusting. Not how you should take the track.
Oh, that one wasn't ideal either, but stayed out of him. That was all right. But no, that's a big whacking coming his way.
You're not wrong there, ladies and gentlemen. That is not how you rejoin the circuit when you have an off or go wide. I'm sure they won't want to watch that one back.
That hurt. Just seeing that hurt.
All of the time you have to hold the brakes.
So at least the front pairings have got themselves some space. Let's go down to Josh Riley. Nope, he's never mind. That's a very interesting curse I've just done. It's already cursed before I cursed him. Hignett's in the pits. Basically, Hignett's thinking the same thing with his team name right there. I'll borrow that one off you. Mr. Viney. Dust time. There's he finding Zolda. Who set some laps for the Zolder Endurance so far?
Yeah, I've done a fair few. I'd be up there with those who have done the most. I'm enjoying it. I really
I've done a
am.
few as well.
I do really like this track. Dragged a hot lap. Enjoying the Honda. First time I've ever driven the Honda.
Yeah, you're not in your beloved McLaren, and you've ditched the Mercedes. Interesting.
Yeah, we weren't quite finding
Oh,
the pace
that's-
in the Mercedes. That's an interesting line there from.
Oh,
Mr.
he's done all the
Zach
right things
Malloy.
to get out of the way, and then he's done this for the stream, I think. This is stream donuts. Be careful.
Oh, no. Careful.
No, he's
Nice.
all right. He's all
Well
right.
done. Well done.
Oh, I don't think he'd be thinking well done. But he did the right thing to get out of the way because he missed his brake marker and just got too excited on the throttle. That's sideways. That is a drift, everybody.
Nice
that is a drift. I give that
save,
six drift points.
He's not
That's
the only one
drift.
getting. The only one getting a little rear happy. So a couple that have got the steering arm all crossed up.
Well, we are on a green track and they don't have traction control, so we'll probably see quite a few of them doing the same thing.
I'll tell you what, I've been very impressed with Steenkamp this series. He's at home in this car.
Got a great livery too, does Johan. The golf-inspired setup that he's got going here, very nice, really good.
Corey Sweets managed to jump into the back of this little pairing. Tip window is open. Oh, hang on, I've just seen something.
All right, well, you go find that. I'm just going to a little shout out to Stefan Bactol up there in P5. He's doing very nice. He's 4 seconds after the back, but he's doing very nice out in P5. What have you spotted?
Bit of a pack here. That's a send. That's, wow, he's pulled that up nicely, Mr. McDonald. Old McDonald had some brakes. I couldn't think of anything else other than that to sing, but he's using them very nicely. What are your thoughts on Derek Nagel's livery? Looks like the Adelaide Crows.
We have literally had this discussion.
I was going to say it looks very South Australian.
We've had this discussion once a week for the last 3 weeks, I reckon. And
Nah,
it's-
not enough.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It's all right. I don't think it's not the colour. It's probably more the template. I wish you could edit the templates a little bit better on ACC, but Dems to brakes.
Well, not to put you on the spot, but how long till custom liveries?
I don't know.
For the 100th time you've been asked that this season.
I'm just not. It's just not a
I
great
know.
system. It's just.
I know.
It's shit. It's like 10 years. Hang on. Car off in Sean Hards is no more.
Finding it hard out there.
This ex Sean Hards ceased to be.
Oh, is he gone?
He's gone.
Oh, it's disconnected. Oh, it's a shame.
Yeah, found it a bit too hard around Zola, which I don't blame him if you haven't practiced or done this track much. Quite a technical
No.
little track.
I understand the limitations and how hard it is to. I just feel like we've got so much creative talent within OR that is going wasted. And we could be showing them off if we can get it right, if we can get it happening. As I said, I understand the limitations, but what
What's
a
going on here?
spectacle that would make. These two look very similar. Are they teammates?
I don't know. Same template, basically same colours.
Robertson and Cardillo rocking up in very similar key kind of setups. Different team names, completely different numbers. I'm not sure if this is intentional, but they've happened to pop themselves into P9 and 10 and they're just driving around looking like twins.
Either way, it's cute. What sort of times are we into? 1:30.9. It's pretty swift. You wouldn't mind getting your Swift out here, would you, mate?
Oh, that'd be so much fun. Absolutely. Yeah, tip it in, that's for sure. Especially through the second chicane. It'd be a lot of fun through there. Don't know how it'd go handling the first chicane. Pretty stiff suspension in the Swifty.
Just tip it in. What the hell just happened there? Let's just credit a poll.
Oh, let's go.
No.
No. Answer the poll. No question. Oh. I wanted to see if whether everyone was optimist or pessimist. Just straight up, just answer the question.
Oh, okay. I'll put a poll up. I actually put one up.
Yeah, there's still a chance, Chad, that no team will miss out if we get a bit more interest. There's a chance that we get 2 splits going. The second one won't be telecast. The first one will be broadcast, but the second one, if it fills up, there's no reason that we can't have a second split going. That's for sure. Probably only 5-10 entries away from that. So a little bit more interest. It could be very happy scenes for all involved. Obviously, with comes that is a bit more volunteer work behind the scenes as well. We'd need a few more stewards and whatnot, but again, manageable and certainly a possibility. Sean Muller, you dead set legend, spewing on missing out, but got to get this health right. OOR is the bomb. I hope you're feeling better, mate. What's the go? What's happened? I hope it's not the Rona, is it? Hope you're getting better soon. Looking forward to hearing your sweet tones tomorrow night for the Sprint Series.
There's your poll.
Which circuit are you most looking forward to?
So, looking at the weather forecast, it looks like we're going to have some rain at the end of the race again.
Oh, did that just come up then?
Yeah, how long's it?
I think it's been up for about a minute or so.
Yeah, maybe a little bit too late.
Look, I'm going to vote for Coda because it's the one that I know, but I reckon Watkins is going to win this one. We're just an early guess. Seemed to be the most popular shout in the Discord today. Speaking of moisture, I was checking out the weather for Zolder at this time of year, and it's all over the place. I actually expected it to be like a little bit more consistent in terms of the forecast, but it honestly looks a bit like Melbourne if you look at the 7-day forecast for Zolder over the next week. There's rain and sunshine, and there's 30s and low 20s, and it's all over the place. So who knows what it's going to be in 3 weeks? Obviously, if you're listening and you don't know, we're going to do a what's the term I'm looking for here? We're going to try and match the weather forecast in real life to the Zolder 7-hour event. So if it is raining at Zolder on that Saturday, it will be raining for the Zolder 7-hour event. But yeah, trying to get an indication as to what you should practice is very difficult because, yeah, the 7-day broadcast this week, at least this week, was very, very, very almost like Melbourne weather.
Just to correct you slightly with the weather, it'll be based off a prediction percentage. So if it's raining in Zolder, there's still a precipitation percentage because we're not basing the weather off the actual day. We're doing a forecast 24 hours ahead, so we don't actually know if it is going to rain. But if the likelihood is 70% going to rain at Zolder as that car is yeeted into the fence,
Mike Reel, oh, no.
we'll match it to a pretty high chance that we're going to have rain in our session. So if that makes sense. If it's a dry day and there's like 5% chance of rain at Zolder, it'll be basically dry. It is Belgium. It could rain half the circuit like Spa. I won't worry this man. At the moment, the rain that's coming in 30 is well and truly ahead.
Yeah, looking really nice up the front. Coming up to a little bit of blue flag track now. In fact, is that... I was going to say, I thought that was car 420 that was chasing around, but it's not. Lucas Nagel. Adelaide Crows fan. We'll discuss it.
Lucas has pulled the pin early.
Valentini just 3 tenths behind Johan, challenging for P2. Cora Sweet just a second behind them. Stefan still doing very nicely up there in P5. He's really enjoying this car track combo. He's pulled a little bit of a gap over Hermanto in P6, and Herod also doing very nicely up there in P7.
He's loving life at the front here, Benny Floyd. Just don't believe for the rest of this lap. And if there's any tweaks in the lap, the only thing I don't like about this track is that pit entry is a very McDonald's drive-through. We'll just go over it quickly.
Yep. If you're doing the 7-hour event, you haven't practiced this yet, this is well worth practicing, because over 7 hours you'll be doing 8 entries of these. Not personally, you'll have a team obviously, but you'll be doing plenty of entries in here, and it is deceptive. You've got your left, right, and then the entry line's all the way up here, so there's a bit of an acceleration point between when you come around the corner and then get up there. And then it's very easy to overshoot that too if you think you come around the corner here and then, oh, the pit's all the way up there. No. So it is definitely one worth practicing.
That cover's definitely come over. And the exit, again, it's very narrow through here, especially with the cold tyres on. So you don't want to hit those barriers. Very green energy here.
I've never seen those before. That's a lot of sun panels. There you got the sun panels and the wind turbines. It's all happening. Could use a bit of extra power here in Australia.
And then you got this disgusting factory next to a river, so it's got a bit of everything here.
Anyone else got rolling blackouts occurring at the moment? Is that just Victoria?
Tassie's got the power sorted, mate.
Queensland had them the other day.
We might be getting it in SA because for whatever reason they're taking all of our power that we produce and sending it over to you lot in the east.
Well, we need it more than you. We've got lights and cities and stuff, not just made up of farms and mountains. At least you've got farms though. Nothing happening down there in Tasmania.
Only got farms. Give us an AFL team, you fucks.
Agreed. No, personally, very much agree. Absolutely. It's not a national competition without you lot.
How do you give GWS or Gold Coast a team first? Oh, yeah, it's got money. Does it though? No one turns up. We've been funding the AFL for a long time.
Yeah, preaching to the choir over here. I'm right behind a Tasmanian team, and with the jack jumpers doing so well in the NBL, they've shown that it's possible for. It's not like you haven't got any people supporting sport down there. I think it's a great idea. It should happen.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Jack jumpers cited every single game down here. But well. Speaking of football, do you follow the World? Oh, that's a damaged car. Do you follow the World Cup in soccer?
Not religiously. Very happy that Australia got through. A little disappointed that we got. I'm simultaneously happy for the team getting through, but I'm also a little disappointed because I think soccer in Australia could use a bit more funding and attention, and this is just going to paper over the fact that we're pretty crap. It's like, oh, well, we made it to the World Cup again, so we must be doing okay, so we won't put too much attention in it for another 4 years. I feel like if we hadn't have made it, then it would have been like, hey, something's wrong in there, let's go and fix it.
I just think we're never going to be a powerhouse in the sport against other countries that have had that in there. their arsenal for
No.
a long time. But it's just great to see. Can we upset a team? I know down here, my mates and I get right behind the World Cup. I'm not a massive soccer person, but I tell you what, I'll be on my couch squealing at the TV. Can't wait. And really, growing up, it wasn't Australia that was in the World Cup. We were hopeless, so we followed Brazil and Argentina as a couple of teams. So yeah, looking forward to it. November. Let's watch this. Oh, pit entry. P2 is in the pits. The line is right there. Oh, I don't know. I haven't seen many pit
Well, it's a
speeding
bit
in the
close.
Porsche Cup.
Yeah, it looked close.
Yeah, I don't want to dob him in, but anyway.
The game's pretty good at sorting those out now since the update probably a month or a half or 2 months ago. It's improved. Interested to see what happens to Corey Sweetie. He was P4 and around about 4 seconds behind. So Johan in the pits now. What happens to that gap?
Jeez.
Don't know if Corey got stuck in blue flag traffic a little bit or if he's had free space, haven't been keeping an eye on it, but we'll see what happens when Johan comes out the pits here.
Accidentally. Oh shit.
Oh god,
shit,
oh god,
shit,
oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Tell you what, Nagel did pretty well to respect the yellows there, and then everyone behind him sort of fell in line and said, oh, well, something must be going on. So nice work by all the drivers concerned. The rejoin maybe a little bit left to desire, but anyway, well, no harm, no foul, carry on.
But certainly respecting yellows is a fantastic thing to see.
Yeah, agreed. Nice work from Nagel there.
Halfway through, keep it up.
They do look like they're handling that chicane very nicely.
Watch one more.
Oh, that one's in the wall. Glad we moved away and we didn't focus on that because, yeah, that was... Plenty of cars zipping into the pits now.
It's a lot wider here than you think. But you can see, if that's... I don't know how that sign still exists, but... You can run very wide out there.
Can you really? Right, I haven't tried that. Oh,
I didn't say it was optimal, but you can get...
where
If you take too much
all
of
of
that
this
curb,
one.
you'll just bounce over there. With practice, though, a decent amount of practice, it's not something you do very often. That bullet's about to take off.
So Johan is out in front of Corey Sweet. He's 13 seconds up the road. I'm sure the gap wasn't that large when they entered the pits, so...
Something's definitely happened.
Nice little buffer built up there for Johan. Enjoy that.
Oh, good catch there, Lee. There's still a few teams in the Endurance Series that haven't submitted a logo. Whilst not mandatory, I really do suggest, especially if you're committing to racing moving forward, if you're a patron, reach out to me and I'll help you with one. If not, grab a mate, do one yourself, as that's interesting.
Very close from Lloyd.
Andy
Yeah,
Bishop.
some of the logos we have already are so good. But Macca's 150 Special is 100% my favourite so far.
The pit detectives are also pretty good.
Yeah, Race Ventura.
Yes. Yeah,
I like the Rockets Evolved, is pretty sweet.
There's plenty of good ones to choose from. That is for sure. "24 Hours of Lemons." Is that where they go get a bunch of $600 Beetles and... No, I didn't watch the little one. to be honest. I probably should watch that one day.
Doesn't interest me.
No, right, I don't know, I thought it was just me. Everyone was watching it. No, I don't know, I've never...
Oh, just not my cup of tea.
Too long? Just don't like the track?
Bit of both.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is a send up the inside there from maybe which 255? That was Malloy. Nice one. All right, there you go.
I say, I love Baku, but oh my goodness, that F1 race was boring.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't a spectacle. Gee, they're usually very good at Baku too.
It's Ferrari's fault. They killed the race off.
Well, I mean, they killed more than the race off, but you know.
I couldn't care about the cars. I just care about the race. I was watching it with a good mate of mine who's a massive Ferrari fan. Fair to say he was, wow. Oh, that's P2! P2
Valentini! No, oh no. It hasn't been blue flag drama, has it? Nagel's done so well tonight already of avoiding other cars, getting out their way all nice. Yes, is Valentini coming up behind him. He's done pretty well tonight, Nagel, obeying yellows, getting out of the way. Oh no, oh no.
Just some sadness.
That's painful to watch. He's done so well tonight, has Nagel. In fairness, Valentini maybe could have picked a better spot, but that's obviously Nagel had the error. He lost the rear end, and so yeah, on the fault of Nagel there. But yeah, just unlucky. Goodness me. So as you said, Valentini up there in P2 at the time, probably P3 considering Floyd P1 and Johan likely to filter into P2 after the pit stops. But does Valentini there? Does he lose out to Sweet, who's only 10 seconds behind Johan, and he'll have to fix some damage here. So a good chance.
I thought we were shouting his name.
Well, good. No.
Only on Saturday nights. If you were a track, what would it be and why?
Paul Ricard, because I'm amazing.
You bland.
No, because I'm amazing.
It's an amazing track, but you're...
no, in all seriousness, I'll have to think about it. Probably something short and technical. I'm 5'9", and I'm very fast though, so I'm a very fast, technical track. I'll come back to you.
You'd be Daytona Oval, mate.
Is that's pretty bland.
You don't turn right, you're left.
Also, I'm not American. No, I'm definitely not left. I'm conservative.
I don't know. I was just making it up.
Right. No, that's a good question. It's an interesting question. Speaking of interesting questions, we missed one from you on Sunday night, Ultimate Local. I think he asked what pet you would be, what animal you would be, and we missed it in the broadcast, but I was watching the stream back and it popped up. So, hey, I didn't see that one. So thank you for your question on Sunday night. Please bring more of those. Jacob and I will give the answers if we spot them, but Sunday night was so exciting. I don't know when you asked, it might have been Tier 2. Tier 2 was a barnstorm of a race. There was so much happening, so that's probably why we missed it. That is an interesting question. If you were a track, what would it be and why?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm struggling with that one.
Monaco. Glamorous, but kind of useless. That's a good answer.
That's a great answer. I'd have to be hungry, because I always am.
Nice. Do enjoy Hungary too. P3 on Sunday for you at Hungary. One of your favourite tracks, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, mate. Just don't know what it is. It's a very technical track, like a big go-kart track, like an outdoor Monaco. Well, I say outdoor Monaco without walls. No, it's a lot of fun. That's why I like motorsports. It's not everyone suits every track, and not everyone likes every track. I could ask 10 people if they like Mount Panorama to race on, and I reckon 9 of them will say they do. I'll be that one person that says they don't.
Megan D will come in and tell you to get stuff that's crap. Tell you what, Johan's got himself a drive-through, probably for track limits. So Corey Sweet finds himself probably going to land in P3. Valentini doesn't cost himself anything at all after the incident with the blue flag. He'll hang on to P2, assuming nothing else changes. Ben Floyd dominating this race up there in P1 at the moment. Bachtold's dropped behind Hermanto at some point, but is chasing him around at the moment, trying to get that position back, and that will probably end up being, well, I was going to say
That's
P5, but they are 30-odd seconds behind Steenkamp at the moment, if not more. So we'll see what happens when Steenkamp pops out of that drive-through. Interested to stay on board here with Stefan. As I said, obviously enjoying this car and track combo, doing very nicely tonight. Currently P6, but there's still plenty of time to get back past the Manto here. Manto getting a little crossed up there outside the chicane.
I know what track I'd be now. Nordschleifer. Complicated, many parts to me.
Well known, popular.
People have known to crash. No, enjoy me. I don't know. That doesn't sound right.
Go with that where you will.
But I don't even like the track myself.
And you are your own harshest critic, so that's not bad.
Yeah. Brands is Bay. Oh dear.
Careful. Mind your language, Sean, in here.
All right, here's a question for the Brands hatch lovers. What is wrong? Nah, why Brands? What's the aspect of Brands that you guys enjoy?
Why not Brands? I'm not a Brands lover, but I'm certainly not a hater.
But I see a lot of comments about, oh, why are we doing this track? It's hard to overtake on, blah, 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 blah. And then we get to Brands like, oh, this is my favourite track. Well, hang on. It's fucking impossible to overtake on. Wow, that...
All of the curb.
Nice fine, felt that.
Didn't look like it didn't cost him anything, so carry on, but he won't want to do that too many times over the next 12 minutes, because that looked like a random number generator shone brightly on him, and he gets to carry on for now. Yeah, I like the elevation change to turn 1 for sure. Brands Hatch, I reckon turn 1's great. Out of, you know, to be a turn 1, you have to have, you know, the possibility of death on lap 1. So Brands is good for that.
Oh, that's too soon.
No, yeah, I'm not a hater.
Does that make a good turn 1 though? The chance of death?
Yes, of course it does. That's what people love
The
about
chance
turn 1
of
lap 1. The
an incident.
anticipation of a safety car. Like this one here at Zolder, for example, is sort of open. It's like a third gear corner. It's not a... It never really feels like...
I've seen more incidents here than Brands.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I think that's because people are relaxed when they go into it, though.
Nah, because Brands Hatch, generally you're off into the kitty litter. Where here, you're off into someone else because it's so wide. The width of the corner actually makes a few people come unstuck. As Johan serves his drive-through and picks up a stop-go 30.
So that always switched to a 10-second.
It looks like he has just gone back to the pits. So he might be done for the night.
Yep.
Yep, as he goes.
Yeah. Hi, Johan. Unlucky, mate. You were on. You were absolutely on tonight. That's unfortunate.
So I just wanted to quickly quote Rugras. He says, Brands is like going for a nice Sunday drive in the woods, except there's no trees. Some tracks like Paul Ricard, it's like driving in a car park. I don't know if you've ever gone 280 in a car park, but if you have, I want to meet that man. And I want to see the car park.
I don't know if you've ever had some of the greatest racing you've ever had in a car park either. No,
Yeah.
Paul Ricard's great. I don't get Paul Ricard either.
Some of the best races we've watched
haven't-
wheel to wheel has been at Paul Ricard.
100%. Some of the best racing I've ever been involved in as well. You haven't raced at Paul Ricard enough if you are a Paul Ricard hater.
Rain in 6 minutes. So the last 3 minutes of this race is going to have a little bit of precipitation.
Definitely not heavy enough to come in the pits and do anything about that, but a little bit greasy and it'll cause a bit of carnage, that's for sure. We saw how very quickly it turned when it rained last week. Very, very quickly, people diving off the track in all sorts of different directions. So Bachtold's just got to put the pressure on Hamato here. He's just got to stay in his mirrors. And he can potentially pick up P4, which will be a really, really good result for Stefan. But Hamato doing very nicely too, just to hang on here. As they make their way past that blue flag pretty safely. Satrio's looked pretty good all season long, so he won't be giving this up lightly, that's for sure.
See, that's what I mean about opinions on tracks. Everyone's different. Because Rugrats State said it's a boring track but loves Brands Hatch, which is kind of contradicting itself. But yes, that's the thing. I don't mind any circuit. I don't hate any circuit, I don't think. I'm sure there's a couple of tracks in AMS2 that I can't stand.
You're right in saying that every track would have it loved and hated. But what is there a track you think that would be the loved most, like the least haters? I would have said Spa until recently, but Spa's been copping it this week because they're like, oh, they're going to take it off the F1 calendar. And all the Spa haters have come out the woodworks and said, yeah, about time. But I didn't think that was possible. I thought everyone loved Spa. That's apparently not a thing.
Nürburgring? I don't know many people that says, oh, I can't stand this track. Even though it's not the best track, I would say that would be up there maybe. Silverstone? Question mark?
I think there's quite a few people out there that hate Silverstone.
Why though?
Yeah, I don't know. Again, same thing. I wouldn't have thought that until Babby was going on about it the other day, and I can't believe that people don't like Silverstone. It's another great track. Another big, wide open one with plenty of overtake opportunities.
Suzuka's a good shout, actually.
I can't stand that track. I don't know why I put it in the season.
What?
I don't know what it is about it. I used to like it quite a bit, and then I raced it on GT3s, and it just killed it for me.
Suzuka has the feeling of a track where the Japanese are meticulous and they go everything's very. They go out there with a protractor and they made that track. I reckon every radius is just perfect. Suzuka just feels so. I love Suzuka. I don't know what the thing is with that track. You're not wrong. I guess everyone's got their love and hate. It probably comes down to driving style.
Yeah.
What you find interesting about watching too, that people hate Monaco. I love Monaco. I love the attrition. I love that there's no overtaking. You qualify on Saturday, and the fastest who can have the biggest ball starts from the front and has the best shot at staying P1. But then you got to make it the whole way through without crashing. That's just as good as watching Paul Ricard with side-to-side battle.
Eric says Kyalami. Now, that's a good shout, but not as many people are aware of Kyalami as others, but that track's a perler.
Well, I think with people liking or disliking tracks, it also comes down to what they've done the most on.
And if they've had success there too.
So, like if you just hot lap a track, you might not like it for hot lapping, but it might be a fantastic track for racing. But because you only ever hot lap it, you go, no, don't like the track. And of course, if you're not good at a track, you quite often end up just hating it because you're just not good at it, so you never race it, and that's it.
Yeah, so both very good points there. If you don't like the track because you haven't had good results there, that's another reason people don't like tracks. Why I don't like Kyalami.
Let's be more specific. What's your favourite street circuit?
Baku.
It's actually hard to go past Old Adelaide.
Oh, actually, it's a good shout. Yeah.
Well, let's go current.
Yeah, Baku would be my favourite one. Yeah, Baku's just got to put everyone. It's wide enough to allow racing. It's fast enough that there isn't any death. Baku's great. It's a good on-track battle here too, actually, between T-Mac and Tarks. So they're a lap behind Stefan and Marto in front of them, but these are the two battles. I'm glad they're close by because we can kind of watch both of them develop over the next 4 minutes. This rain's got to be close. This rain to be right around the corner. Very, very spicy 4 minutes coming up, I would suggest. Oh, Singapore. Did forget about Singapore. Singapore's really good. Here it is.
There it is.
I can see precipitation. Look, the foot will come off the throttle for a few drivers here a little bit, I think. T-Mac's going to have a go at the head, but
Nope,
whoa, that is a move across the road there from Tarks. Don't know about that. Oh, he's got to pick his defensive lines a little bit earlier because, goodness me, that was dangerous. T-Mac comes off second best. He finds himself in the wall. So that'll be the end of that battle. We'll get a replay and have a little look. So, head steward, please let me know. I may have been quick to jump the gun there. I shouldn't have stewarded that one, but oh, that looked dangerous.
Well, without setting it from a couple of different angles, it's a bit tricky to tell.
No, that's fine. He's
Sorry,
told him to
Tarks.
move over.
Yep, I jumped the gun. Sorry, Tarks.
He's just caught, obviously in this weather, it caught Tom out a little bit because he could have switched back on the outside. Unfortunate.
Oh, bad to worse now. Bad to worse for T-Mac. Come on, just bring it home, mate. You can do it.
I'm trying to change driver for him.
You're carrying a lot of damage now. You hit the wall pretty
wall
hard.
smacks and the rain combined to make that quite an unpleasant car to be in.
Driver of the day, if you bring it home, T-Mac. You've made a couple of very nice moves already tonight. Couple in the inside when it was dry. So if you bring it home, driver of the day. Takes a very good mental game to keep it together and bring it home after an accident like that. You'd be shaken up.
The gaps have definitely increased across the board just since the rain started as well. Oh, is that sweet?
Is that sweet?
It is Corey's sweet.
Wow.
Oh,
So
he'd
that
be
Hamanto's
sour.
not far behind here. Hamanto was to hit that Hamanto there. So this is for P3. It looks like he's going to get him. And Corey Sweet probably pretty damaged too. So 2.5 minutes to go. Hamanto pinches P3. And this is what happened to Corey Sweet. Just a little bit too happy on the loud throttle.
That's weird as. That's an interesting direction because you're not really getting back on the throttle too heavy until you're back turning right. But we'll watch this battle, excuse me, to the death, I reckon. Battle for P3. Never mind, it's already ended.
Oh my god, that is, the two of them have come together. We need a replay of that as well. What has happened there?
Oh,
no! What is that rejoin? No! Satio, goodness gracious.
What
Oh.
the fuck?
What is going on?
That could have been much worse. Corey's had enough. He's pulled it in the pits. That's him done. So this is back at the final corner. This is when Hamanto overtook Sweet for P3, coming down into turn 1. Through the first sector, Corey Sweet not carrying too much damage, I wouldn't have thought, because the contact with the wall wasn't too heavy. Hamanto now with the pressure of trying to hold on to P3, and with Corey Sweet still right behind him in his mirrors, perhaps a little mistake up here. Corey Sweet getting a little bit drifty around turn 2 there. Turn 3, sorry. So around turn 4 they came, and that's when Hamanto's had his.
Oh, not much you can do.
Oh no, there you go. So it's not necessarily a rejoin from Hamanto there. He's well and truly out of control of his car in the wet there.
That is.
That is a rejoin. I don't know about that one.
And Corey's out of the race, just like that.
He's absolutely broken his Corey Sweet. That car's not going any further.
Right, man. The leader is on the final lap. Give it a final push.
The Manto's in the pits, Sweet's in the pits, Rod's in the pits.
Oh, Stefan
Bastos, P3!
Hello!
So he's gone from dropping off the back of P4 to now being on the podium.
Ben Floyd in P1 has dominated tonight with a purple lap as well. He's not been on track. Sorry, not on camera, so you know he's had a good night. He's avoided the camera. He's been in no trouble. It's been nice and easy for Ben Floyd.
That's wide.
T-Mac still struggling with the damage he picked up earlier. But he's still soldiering on. Love that from T-Mac.
Whoa, that was squirrely there, Derek.
Everyone is struggling. This is Stefan. He was very ginger coming over the chicane there, was Stefan. So
Well done, Benny Floyd. I missed that because my mouse has just died, but Mike is still racing, but he's off track.
Get it together, Mike. Bring it over.
Oh, Mike!
Mike.
It's okay, they're finished, but
Oh, right.
he could have ruined his own race.
He's still green, though, so he's
Yeah.
still going. He's got another lap to go. I don't know about those cars coming behind him. They're probably for position and they killed him. Oh, no, Witchell and Hill have finished.
So it's only 3 minutes of rain, but it's been carnage. It's been a graveyard
Only
of
takes a little
Porsches.
bit.
Oh, Stefan's very banged up there at the front, too. But he is going to bring home
P3
for a
from
podium.
Stefan.
Yes, sir.
Great Czech
So that might
Republic.
explain why he dropped back so much, carrying that damage. Might have had a bit of an off somewhere, but he still managed to.
Ignore the
that-
leaderboard at the moment.
Yeah.
They left the server, so it's just...
Valentini's left the server, yeah. So Cardella's showing his P3, but actually P4. It was Valentini P2. It was Valentini P2. Stefan P3.
Oh, Tom.
Cardello P4. Come on, team.
Everywhere
Get it home.
we go, he's off track.
Get it home, son. Absolutely love that from you, mate. Driver of the day for bringing it home. After a big collision with Tarks going down into the hairpin, it would have shaken him up considerably. It's very easy to pack in and go home after that, but he has dragged that Worn Tyre Tribe entry all the way home. Love that. Nice work.
Mike. Oh, and Josh is pitting. Never mind. It's who right I'm looking for.
Whoa, where's that
Where
doing?
is? Where
Skids
is
over the
Hirod?
top of the hill. They're all doing skids over
What
the top
is
of the hill.
going
Ziz
on?
Omar's
Where's-
one of them. They're all finished.
Well, Matty Hirod hasn't. He's all the way back here. No way, he crosses the line before this time it ends.
There's a post-race timer. Is that-
Yeah.
Yep,
Whoa.
around about 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes.
He was P3 with 2 laps to go, so I'm not sure if he ran it. Told you, he was going to make it.
Zoop.
Green light. Go, go, go.
Madness at Zolder. Gotta love it. That's what you can expect, Will, for the 7 hours coming up at the start of July. We'll be looking forward to that based on what we've seen tonight, that is for sure.
So we had Ben Floyd, Valentini, Bustold, 1, 2, 3. Cotillo, Robertson, Brady, Real, Hirod, Witchell, and Hill in the top 10. A lot of sadness, as you can see. There's several drivers. Burrs made 1 lap, Thurcolini 2 laps, Hards 4 laps, Lamb 7 laps, Malloy 18 laps. And obviously we saw Johan, who was in line for a podium, picked up a drive-through for track limits and then got a stop-go 30, serving his drive-through, which is
F's in
this
chat for
sim
Johan.
race's worst nightmare. But it had a bit of everything. So we will take a 15-minute break and we'll be back for the BMW M2 series at this track again. Thanks for joining us, guys. Are you going to stick around, JC?
I am not, no,
That's fine.
unless there was a message that I've missed.
No, there's not. I'm just checking. I just know you're not
alright.
racing because you don't have PC and stuff. Or you asked, are they still tonight or not?
Oh, good shout. Nah, I'd like to give the missus her computer back there.
Nah, jeez. Demanding.
I am. Yeah,
No, not
I
you.
mean, she is.
Not
Yeah,
you.
she is. No, you're
Not
right.
you.
Yeah, I don't get my sandwiches though, so I need. Yeah, no,
That's
she's a
fair,
good
that's
sort.
fair.
She's a very good sort, so I'll look after her.
All right. Well, thanks, Alex. Thanks, JC.
Thanks
I'll
for
talk to
having
you
us.
guys later. See you in about
Catch you
20 minutes,
later.
chat. well. We're back.
Wellity.
G'day, JC again. I've only just noticed.
Hello, chat. Yes, I'm back. You can't get rid of me that easy.
And hello, JP, JC and JP. How are we?
Hello, good evening. Yeah, very well, thanks. And you guys?
I'm really well. I'm just back because I want more Zelda. Yeah, I'm looking forward to enjoying my new graphics card. I don't know if I've told many people in here, but I got a new graphics card installed today. It's buttery smooth, so I'm very happy.
What did you get?
A 3070 Ti.
Ooh, very nice. It's the same card that John has in his PC.
It's beautiful. It's so nice.
It's so good. You should see the liveries that John puts together with it.
It's not
That'll break the graphics card.
I don't hold high hopes.
So now you have reflections on your bonnet and stuff like that. It's all kinds of distracting.
Yeah, exactly. No, I cranked the settings right up and it's still running at like 160 FPS. It's amazing. It's a whole new world. I wonder if it's worth a couple of tenths. I wonder if it's worth like just being that smooth. I wonder if it's
Just a
worth
couple.
I
Aim higher.
haven't driven it yet. I haven't actually done any. I haven't played any games. I haven't done anything. So I'm looking forward to tucking into a little bit of that tomorrow on my day off.
So
Might be worth a couple of pence, but you'll be slower in the beginning because you'll keep looking at all the pretty things.
yeah, that's true. Do I owe your better half an alcoholic beverage, JC?
She loves cider. Why do you
Because
owe
you said
my better half?
because remember you were gonna because you've got a computer.
Oh, right. No, she had. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely spot on. A six-pack is in order. She's been very generous to allow me to hang around and cover for our dear friend Jesse McLean, who's not able to be here tonight. He's recovering in bed, the poor soul. So get well soon, Jesse.
Whilst you're in bed, Jesse, think about your tyre strats. Plenty of time to focus and look back. And why on earth are you putting softs on in the middle of a race?
Don't even start. I'm
Nah,
still,
much love, Jesse.
Still upset about
I
that.
didn't
That's
realise.
a good time to shout out that OOR has a Formula One series every Sunday.
Yeah, yes, we do.
Where were you on Sunday, Paige? You're usually in his ear on Sundays. He was missing you. That's you and John usually pop in. Where were you? What was going on? He's made the. I don't know if you've watched it, Paige, but goodness sake.
I did not see it. No, I was busy looking after my other child. I didn't have time to take care of that child, unfortunately.
It was a great race on Sunday for Tier 2. So, yeah, well worth going back and watching that if you've got half an hour at work tomorrow to... Half an hour? Probably 40 minutes. It was a cracking race. Still can't get over how good that was.
I was hoping that you guys realised what I was doing with my tyres. Because I took the hards early, but that was never the intention to finish with them. I was always planning the old two-stopper.
No, didn't see... Most of the strats we saw develop were probably because of the safety cars, so the fact that you'd planned yours ahead probably escaped us, but what we did see was how hard you were pushing.
Oh,
Plenty
just stop.
And there was plenty of drifting going on, some incredible overtakes, and that battle between there was a train of 7 cars with you, Bender, Franco, Joe Williams was involved, a few others as well. It just stretched on for laps and laps of 2x2s and overtakes and battle. It was a cracking race. If you have not watched Tier 2 from Sunday gone, go and do yourself a favour.
Yeah, I watched it last night with the better half. Yeah, it was one of those races where you just had to be on your toes the entire time. Fighting through the field at Hungaroring in F1 cars when you're on a better tyre, and that is my best track at pace. It was a lot of fun, very sweaty. I was sore Monday. That's why I didn't do AMS too. I was still recovering. But no, well done to Diebols. Led another 20 laps.
Speaking of Diebols, the race winner, he's in chat. Hello, mate. Good to see you. Have you pulled up your little points table for the BMWs here?
No, I haven't.
Should go do that.
I'm going to do it right now.
Pretty
Here it
close
is.
at the
You've got
top,
it.
if I'm not mistaken.
Jacobs, 630 points. Gibbons, 610 points. That's the battle tonight.
Oh, it's close.
Justin Cruz is a million miles behind in P3, but there's a great battle for P3 as well with Cruz, Bushell, Kranich, Herod, Kidman, all within 65 points.
Cruz is not racing tonight, so he's essentially waving the white flag on that battle. But yeah, so the points here are the same as the normal league, so 150 for the win.
Yep.
Or is it less?
It's 150.
So we could potentially, so Gibbo will have to win with Jacobs in second, then Gibbo would need like fastest lap or some qualifying points to get that win. It's only 20 points. It's not a golf measure, no, massive golf.
From what I can tell with the points that have been handed out, I don't think they've been giving out for qualifying.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a very simple table being done up by Porsche.
That's fine with me.
Yeah, exactly. It makes it easy to calculate.
So that makes it spicy because JP's bang on the money because it could come down to fastest lap, but I don't think they're giving it out for fastest lap because obviously the standings person doesn't have that data accessible. But still, good.
The big problem that Gibbo has is that Talbot is a teammate of Jacobs, and he's in that potential fight, whereas
That's true.
Gibbo doesn't really have a teammate that's up there fighting with him. He's a bit like Verstappen was when he had Albon as a teammate versus now. So it'll be an interesting little battle at the top there.
JC wasn't actually cursing Berg, he was cursing Borg. I'm not sure if you listened back. I'm like, who the fuck is he talking about? Is he saying Borg? So yeah, it's not JC's fault whatsoever.
I went with Borg and Berg at random times. But yeah, I've got a mate who's named Borgie, and for some reason that's just what I went with. But in my head I knew it was Berg at the time, but certainly not the only mistake I made that night. It was not my best night.
It happens.
Tell you what, Jacob's been carrying that commentary team this season just quietly. It's been great having Jacob Weatherburn.
No, Tier 2's been carrying that commentary team.
That's a good point. Absolutely. We've had plenty to shout out. It's been great.
It's been hectic.
Where's the race this coming weekend?
That's a good point.
Suzuka!
Oh.
The two 25% races,
7
the
days
reverse
of
grid
Suzuka.
on the second race. It'll be an event.
So we've got Suzuka Sunday. We've had it on Tuesday. We've had it on Thursday, which is tomorrow. Yay.
My good friend Gorilla would say Suzuka get in the bin.
I don't know what. I haven't taken Deckness yet. I've got to try it in that game.
You'll have to break the tie in here, Pete. Your thoughts on Suzuka?
I despise it in this.
What? I knew I loved him for a reason.
Just,
Garbage track.
It's the first sector is really fun, and then from there it's just.
Yeah.
Spoon is the worst segment of corners on any track.
It's so challenging. I like Spoon.
It's
GT
terrible.
ruined it for
It's like I love the first corner is really nice. The S's is great, and then from basically after Degness, the hairpin is just stupid. And then Spoon is awful. I mean,
You
130
think
miles.
the hairpin here at Zolder is stupid. You just think hairpins are stupid.
Well, maybe there's a theme forming, but still. I didn't say the hairpin at Zolder is stupid. I said the BMW M4 at the hairpin at Zolder is stupid. So there's a distinction there. Suzuka hairpin is shit in any car. This one is just in the BMW specifically.
You should try it on a McLaren. It just sticks to the camber. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I don't know. It's similar issue to Spa. It's like a slippery track. I don't know why you would make a racetrack that slippery, and I don't know. In Formula One cars, it's fun to watch. I like especially seeing the cars go through the S's or flat out through 130R. It's impressive, but don't like driving it. I think those at the top, Talbot has nailed the lap. He's 2 tenths clear, but after that, it's very close.
This is going to be pole lap. These 4 tenths up. Jacobs jumps to P2, but never mind. Valentini P1. Talbot is up a 10th. He's just started the lap though, so it's very tight at the top. Gibbons, get a wriggle on, son. Is Jen in chat?
He was earlier.
It was earlier, yeah.
Yep, she's hanging around.
Getting the phone to him, Jan. He needs to speed up.
That might be a cut.
He had a very strong start to the season, Gibbo, but I don't think he was necessarily... I don't think he was racing out of his boots. I just think everyone else has taken a little while to acclimatise to the car, and now the field is catching up. Whereas Gimmo got a handle on the car very quickly. He was very quick to find the pace in the car. Everyone else just sort of catching up to the field. Sorry, the field catching up to Gibbo now. Sort of, yeah, so I don't think Gibbo's necessarily slow tonight. He's only 4/10 behind too. He's right in it.
Justin Cruz won the first race. Justin Cruz was second in the second race, and they were tied on 280 points after round 2. But Cruz misses the next 2 races, and Gibbo capitalised in round 3 by taking out the win, and that's where Shawnee Jacobs was in the P2 position. And from there, it's just been all Shawnee Jacobs. So you did right.
Unable to improve there. Jacobs, the only one that can still have a say on that top 4 battle.
And he's
Oh, he's finished.
pulled out. Hello, Jan.
Still on a lap. So Bushell was, as per usual, complaining about his supposed pro status and stuff like that, and then he puts that lap in quali. So
What's he complaining about? His class.
yeah, that he's not a
Oh,
pro
God.
and blah blah blah. You know, the typical bullshit that we have to put up with all the time.
Typical pro driver talk. Well, you can't hide behind stats in the endurance series because you want to qualify. Otherwise, you're going to miss out. So the more
He's sitting
teams
in
make it better.
P7, I think.
See, that's pro.
Oh, well, no shit. He's still trying to fight it, and it's like, well, I mean, at some stage, the numbers don't lie.
That's what the donations are for. Pro-am.
Is there a couple of late entries I'm spotting at the back of the field there? Pete Viney, Scott Roberts?
Yeah, some of the teams,
popped in.
the Kovacs lads just jumped in for a bit of a laugh. Just to fill out the field.
Interested to see how Carlos goes. He's very quick. In the sprint series, generally finds himself in the top 5 or 6 drivers. So coming from the back of the field in a brand new car, he'll be a good watch.
See if he's actually ever driven this too, so that should make it even more fun.
Can they mow their bloody lawns here? What the hell's this shit?
Yeah, it's a bit rough out there, isn't it?
Come on, Belgium. Mr. Bidia.
But
Yeah, I wouldn't want to put one out there in the back 9. You'd be.
is there a gate
Someone dig
in
it
that
up.
fence? That's probably why they can't get there.
Is that an electric fence? That looks pretty tight, that setup.
Hack asking
No, I
what
was gonna touch
makes...
That'd be dangerous. You got the marshal stand.
Oh,
right,
there's a
that's
massive
surely not
gap
electric.
here. Yep, you can get there.
So they can't get there.
This looks like an old wartime.
30 seconds.
Have you
turret
looked at
setup.
the photographer yet? I saw you were doing some
I see the one in
Easter
the
eggs
mirror.
earlier. Yeah,
Is that here, is it? I thought it
20
was at
seconds.
Paul Ricard.
I think it's, yeah, isn't it?
No, I'm
What's
up.
that?
You might be right.
What's that?
The
You know,
photographer on the main straight,
10 seconds.
next to the marshal spot,
Yep. It's
or the start finish box.
Isn't he like the creator
He's-
of the game or a dev? or
He's
something?
one of the creative, yeah. I'm not sure what his role is exactly, but
that.
There he is.
it is. Tech asking in chat what makes a pro driver. Somebody who's fast and able to race side by side with other drivers.
Yeah, racecraft just as important as pace, if not more so.
So pro class driver will be based off pace, a good pro class driver would based off pace and racecraft. Unfortunately, with the way the classes work, fast drivers are going to be the ones winning the championship, but doesn't necessarily mean they're a safe driver. But you can't class them pro-am anyway, because if someone's quick but really bad with racecraft and they win a race, there's going to be bloody squeals and carries on for everyone saying he's a pro class driver. So we do base the classes off your pace. But yes, racecraft is important.
Sorry. It's something you see quite a lot in like some of the top esports competitions, where a lot of them are extraordinary hot lappers, but then as soon as you put them in traffic, their little brains start to melt, and there's always incidents and side-by-side contacts and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, they're not very good wheel to wheel. But Zolder is a great way to start the endurance series off, because you're going to need patience. It is a 7-hour excursion to Belgium, and it's doable. And
it's literally going to be, let's say, 30 minutes of actual racing in the beginning, and then it's just going to be, as you said, patience, getting through the field and clearing traffic in an effective manner. It's going to be challenging, I'd say would be an appropriate word.
Yep, it'll definitely be a challenge.
Did the ugly livery memo not go out to the BMWs and the Porsches, or?
No, we let them do whatever they want.
Apparently JLS isn't here, so there's not even a default ugly livery.
Mint green looking one there in P8, P7. Ben Igna, I reckon that is. That's a very nice number there from Benjamin.
Oh. Mint toothpaste. All right, here we go. You can take us away, Jay. Someone.
Open to interpretation, that is. I'll have a go. They're going to come across the line now.
Green light, give it all you can.
The bloke's going to take a photo of him as the lights go green down into turn 1. Alex Valentini leads him away in P1. Talbot tucks into P2 and Jacobs gets around in P3. Pretty tidy back there from all concerned. 2x2s through the first sector are to be expected with these cars, as they are pretty good at battling. They're pretty good getting side by side, so I'm not expecting to see too much drama here. That looks like a move by Talbot. Might have got one done for the lead early on, so nice work, but looks like Valentini's going to come back at him as well, so they are going to go 2x2 into the first RNG chicken. This is as tight as it can possibly be for the lead. There's going to be a bit of respect shown there by Valentini. He lets Talbot through. Talbot gets air on his way over, and that looks like it's going to compromise Valentini a little bit too. So it's actually Stockton up there, is it? Apologies, we've got the ACC time board doing shambles for me. No, it's not. Oh, goodness gracious, come on. It is Talbot, it is then Valentini, and it is still Jacobs in P3, on board with Gibbo now in P4 coming into the second sector.
Yeah, you definitely got to learn your lesson there, JC, at some stage.
Oh,
Don't
so tough.
put money on what that board says.
Ignorant with the attempt around the outside. That's brave. Not going to pay off. Yeah, side by side through that chicane on lap 1 on freezing tires. That takes some big cojones to attempt that.
Talbot is shot out of a cannon. It's 1.1 up the road, but let's look at that single file. This is what I expected to see here in the BMWs. Tack asks, do you think the contact physics in this sim are a little too harsh? Depends on the car, to be honest, and they're a lot better than they used to be in the GT3s.
Yeah, they certainly improved, yeah.
It used to be a little bit of a joke. You could, it's still a bit silly at the moment sometimes how it sends the car around based on weight transfer, but yeah, it's not as bad as it was.
These cars seem to be okay for it. I reckon these ones are pretty good at getting rubbing as racing situations happen.
They also weigh about 9 tons, so that probably helps.
Definitely helps.
But yeah, I think the most, say, unrealistic contact still at this stage is the little side-by-side things at high speed. the front to rear impacts and stuff like that are quite a bit better than they used to be. Ooh, let's push a little bit deep into the second chicane, pulls it up nicely. Everybody continues, line is thin. So
Speaking of random stuff, before we watch every single F1 race, my friend and I and our partners, we do a little bit of a vote to who we think's going to win the race, who the first DNF is going to be, and so on and so forth. And one of the questions we've added is, will Sky Sports cut to lap 1 and watch lap 1 replay during the entirety of lap 2? I don't know if anyone's watched that or noticed that before, but Christ, it's infuriating. You miss a whole lap 2 race of cars wheel to wheel because they're watching lap 1 back. Does my head in. Did you notice that, guys?
No, not personally.
And to be honest,
make
I
a lot of
haven't
sense.
watched much of the races this season on Sky. So I can't really comment on that accurately, but if it is the case, that would be mightily annoying.
What do you watch that on? Do you watch it on KO? Where? South?
Yeah, I used to watch it on Sky, but that's Bushel going wide. My box has stopped working, so I usually watch it in Discord when somebody streams it. I'm not sure what that broadcast is. Usually somebody in Kovacs will stream it for us. So.
Yeah, it's very frustrating. You've got the one part of the race where all the cars are going to be close together, but you're spending the whole second lap watching lap 1. And generally, if nothing's happened lap 1, there's not much to watch, because otherwise there'd be a safety car or something.
I'm not sure why, with all the money that they put into it, they still don't have screen-in-screen replays for the start and stuff like that.
We think the person doing the maid feed isn't a motorsport person. It's more like a PR person. Like, they don't get a feel for the race. So many of the overtakes you watch as replays, they're not flicking between cars. They've got all the data there. I just don't understand. It's frustrating because it's so easy to click a few things.
It's
Oh, that's wide. Mr. Bushel.
Bushel again.
I think he heard this Pro Talk.
He always does this. I think he just plays it up for the cameras. How many times a driver interview will say the word obviously?
That's really good. Another... Oh, that's not good.
Oh no, that's not ideal.
I think he brought it... No! Do not press the throttle! Do not... Oh... Yellow flag, guys! Slow down! Oh, no. It's really kicked off back here. I'm going to have to watch this on this button.
Thoughts and prayers going out to Sean Bubb now, right now, who's stepped in as race director for me tonight and is directing proceedings, and looks like it's going to be a pretty busy night there in the box. I don't know how much assistance he's got, but I hope there's someone in there helping him out.
Yeah, Bushel just turned in ever so slightly. Oh, who was the green car there who decided that the slowing down was not the option?
Oh, that's a mess.
Yeah, I must agree with Ruggrass. I agree and disagree. Like, Crofty he's very good at like the play-by-play calling on opening laps and stuff like that, but he gets so much wrong.
There, that's the thing that for us, it's quite hard what they do, and they do it so well when they open up the commentating for someone else to come in. They do that and they train with that so well, but it's just the information that he gets wrong, which he should have, and he's been doing it for so long, it just doesn't make any sense either. There's a reason why there's a Crofty picture going around where he's smashing into the nose beers, so... But yeah,
To be fair, I'm not
that
sure.
is...
Ooh, that is...
Whoa,
not ideal.
is that the instant karma bus? Mike Reel has been yeeted into oblivion after he started it. Let's watch that back. What's your thoughts on this one, fellas?
Just carrying a little bit of extra speed into turn 4 and not quite backing off enough.
Who are we on board with? This is Real coming up with Hignett.
Real is one ahead. Hignett up ahead of that.
Yeah, well,
Maybe
And just not reacting.
Yeah, Murray Walker got some stuff wrong, but Murray Walker also had a lot less data. A lot less data. And he was kind of the pioneer for it. So yeah, whilst he didn't get everything right, he's also has some amazing quotes. And you
Look
kind
up there! It's the sky!
You kind of listen to Murray for his randomness. That's what made him so good.
I think Murray Walker is missed because of nostalgia and how long he was in the
If I'm very
in the
much
sport. And
mistaken.
is that clock?
So good.
I mean, I personally, out of all the commentators, Martin Brundle is for me, he's the best out of all of them. He's not the most entertaining in terms of his voice, and like he's not doesn't sound as good as Crofty, but the information he gives you is just so much better.
He trained under Murray Walker.
Yeah,
I don't mind Johnny Herbert.
I
My
dislike him.
favourite person, maybe Chanduk. Duke. I don't even mind little Davidson. And
I like Davidson. He's good. Chandok gives some good information. He's pretty good, but the rest is by a long stretch the worst out of all of those technical.
but you listen to him and he thinks the opposite. So my mate Mitch, they love DeResta. But I'm like, you can't understand every second word. Mercedes, put some mediums on. It's quite funny. But at the same time, that is Ascend. And has it paid off? No.
Hey, what, they got their elbows out tonight, the BMWs.
TE in the pits from P2.
James Hunt was good, but James Hunt was better when he had Murray Walker kind of reeling him in a little bit. Kind of like Sam Newman had Eddie Maguire simmering him down at times. They work well off each other.
I think it's a lot of it depends on who they commentate with. You know, like
Yeah.
as you said, you need that somebody. You need one person who's the one who freaking goes off on tangents and can do the sort of color commentary, and then you need the more technical, more calm aspect of it as well to provide a little bit more detailed information. And
Yeah,
that's
that's
where
why I used to
Brundle
like-
and Crofty works well.
That's why I used to like Ted Kravitz, but now he's... I don't know if he's actually watched anything lately, but I used to love listening to Ted Notebook, but I don't know. He's just gone off the boil the last couple of years.
He doesn't add anything. I think that's part of the problem. He gives all these revelations, but it's all stuff that the commentators have mentioned pre-laps before that.
Yeah.
You know, and he states so many obvious things. It's just like, what is the point of what are you actually adding to this information?
Agreed. What's the Formula E driver that commentates? The lady. Sorry, the Formula W Formula 1. What's her name?
No.
I like her. She's really good.
I don't think it's Neil Crompton, Jack.
It's not Neil
that
Crompton?
Doesn't sound right. I sometimes if the races are late at night, I'll just watch it on my phone on the app, and you get the BBC 4 radio commentary on that. So it's Jenny Gow and Sam Bird who races in Formula E as well.
Yeah.
And Sam Bird he just pulls zero punches. When somebody makes a mistake, he just goes off. It's like, oh, that is pathetic driving from somebody who should be, and it's just like poor Latifi just gets torn to shreds every time he steps in the car.
I do feel sometimes the Sky Sports, they're a little bit biased in their feedback towards certain drivers. and they're a bit more political. Like, I just wish sometimes when someone does really do something stupid, Stroll every race, Latifi every race, they just say what they think.
Oh, it seems like that car is very difficult to drive. Like, well, Vettel is in P5, so no, I don't think so. It's just Stroll is garbage at driving the car.
And I feel like they haven't scolded Ferrari's efforts enough. They haven't scolded what Mercedes are doing with their porpoising. Call them out. That's what we want to listen
I
for.
mean, their porpoising is the best out of all the porpoising.
That porpoising looked terrible on Sunday.
Did you see, apparently the only driver who doesn't mind the porpoising? Fernando Alonso. Yes, because you're a moving witch's hat. You're so fast in the straights, that's bloody Alpine. You just can't get past them in the slower sectors.
Yeah.
Naomi Schiff, is that? I think that's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Schiff is the
Yeah, she's great.
What has happened to... Oh, Alex Valentini is still in the pits. I'm assuming there's been something
That is
wrong.
just on the phone at Uber Eats. What are you ordering there? Fries?
Belgian fries.
What kind of pancake?
Oh no, he's just dropping off a
Oh,
delivery.
bong and a beer.
Pipe and a waffle?
A bong and a beer. Well, that's not the most riveting footage we've done, so we might skip over to Chris Stacey, who's right behind Championship
Gibbons.
Pete Sue, Mr. Gibbons.
Chris has been an
Jacobs.
excellent entry into this series early on too, by the way. He's been a very, very good and clean driver since he joined. I've enjoyed watching him go about his business.
He's also part of Speedy Mite, so poor Gibbo is definitely getting bullied here by all of the Speedy Mite lads.
Not wrong. Yeah, need Larko to join the old Sky Sports crew in his racing suit. So why does he wear a racing suit like that? Is that just his thing?
Really, the similar reason to Ted Kravitz wearing shorts. It's just
Shorts and these bloody boat shoes every single race. I swear that man hasn't got changed or been changed for the last 3 years.
and they just wheel him into his little capsule, ship him off to the next Grand Prix. He just emerges.
He goes in one of the trucks. What's the next Grand Prix?
Ooh.
Oh, that's wiggly wobbly.
It's close. Next Formula One is Canada, I think.
Montreal.
Oh, Canada, my old stomping ground.
Kill Canada. Yeah, sorry. That is quite a nice track as well. That
I like Canada. I
enjoy.
really do like. Gilles Villeneuve.
That's a track with a hairpin that I enjoy. Jamie, there you go. There's a statistic for you.
But do you like the hairpin?
Yeah, that's what I said. I like the hairpin.
Oh, I thought you said
It's,
chicane.
No, the hairpin it's a good hairpin.
There you go, JC. You can write that one down.
Noted.
Nürburgring has a good hairpin. I think most people will disagree with it, but I don't mind it.
How good's the Monaco hairpin?
Downhill carousel thing at Nürburgring, really? I thought that most people didn't like that one.
I like that one because the
I like
camber.
both
Yeah, I thought
hairpins
it
at
was fun.
Nürburgring. I quite like actually. Stacey made a bit of a mistake at the beginning of this lap, but tidied it out quickly and is right back onto the back of him.
Yeah, we don't talk about turn 4. Oh,
Oh, that's deep. Oh, well avoided. Very well done there.
I thought he was going to play it
So-
cool there and head into the pits.
That's a good example for anyone, any rookies or so watching. That's the simplest way to avoid an incident is not to try and dive it up the inside when you've braked a little bit late.
No, that's correct.
But this battling with Stacey has made... Gibbo was about 2 seconds off of Jacobs, but he's dropped off just quite a bit in the last couple of laps here. So, be interesting. I don't think he'll be able to make up the difference in the pit lane. So Jacobs is doing what he needs to do. Question for the commentators. Hey, that's us.
Hey.
What track has the best hairpin? It's not Monaco Mole before you say that.
No, it's definitely not Monaco. I don't know. As you said before,
Hungary?
I don't.
Hungary turn 1.
Yeah,
It's nice and
It just-
wide.
it
A
doesn't-
couple of different lines through it.
it's weird because it just doesn't feel like a hairpin. It's just, I don't know, it's just such a nice flowing corner with your pedals. You can take it out of third. I don't know. What about you, JC? You got anything that stick out?
Sure, JC has something that sticks out.
Yep. No worries, JC. JC thinks the
It's
Brands
a
Hatch.
very well made point here.
Yeah, I agree. I agree entirely, JC. What do you think of this other thing? Yep, no worries.
Hockenheim, yeah, Hockenheim is a good hairpin as well, actually. It's not a bad shout. I do wish Hockenheim is the one track that I would love if they added here, and seeing as it's replacing Nürburgring on the SIO calendar, that would be a nice last little track update at some stage. They do have more European tracks. By the way, who won the poll for
That's still going, isn't it?
Watkins Glen? Yep, still going. Watkins Glen. I voted for Glen, so
That's a lot of air then.
Sebring hairpin is nice. No, nothing about Sebring is nice. Fulton Park hairpin is nice.
That's a good shout for Babby. I like that. That's a
I disagree
very
with that. That's a
banged
very cool.
hairpin. I like that one. Should we just throw it in there? That's a great one.
It could also, certain hairpins are good for racing, others are good for hot lapping. Like the Alton Park hairpin is not a corner that you can necessarily do overtakes or go side by side. I mean, you can, but it's not recommended. But doing it on a hot lap, getting it just right, getting the exit just right, it's a great little hairpin.
Not a hairpin, but Diabolds brings up China. I actually love China turn 1. That
Yeah, goes on for about 9 days.
Yeah, exactly. And it just continues to sharpen as it goes on before reaching a really I love China turn 1. Don't know about the hairpin. The hairpin's a bit. It's just a hairpin. But yeah, but I don't have any hairpins I hate like you, Peach. I don't know what the deal is. How do you hate hairpins? I think they're great corners, heavy braking zones, great overtaking opportunities, get heavy on brakes.
Suzuka is not a great overtaking opportunity.
Yeah,
What
I
about
agree with you.
what about Spa? Turn 1.
Yeah, it's not bad. The thing I like about Spa hairpin is the feeling of trying to get as close to the wall as possible and not pinning it. But I'm not going to rate anything on Spa particularly highly, so I'm very biased on this one.
Yeah. Interlagos has a ish hairpin. Sector 2.
Okay.
Don't mind that one. It's very slow going though.
Good save by Stacey there again. Interlagos is a nice track as well, but Red Bull Ring has a nice hairpin. Turn 5, turn 6, but the downhill where Hamilton murdered Albon.
That is very true.
It's not nice because he murdered it. It's nice because it's a fun turn. That's just I think the reference.
Race leaders are in the pits just quietly.
Gibbo staying out.
There he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Interlagos in this game. I've been saying it for a long time. I love Sepang as well, but I don't think we're ever going to see it.
Has some good hairpins as well. Yeah, I was thinking about it today with the new tracks being announced. Seeing as I mean the USA track pack makes a lot of sense because yeah, it's a whole not a new market necessarily, but opening it up a little bit and getting some more interest going there. But I was wondering if because there's a few good Asian tracks, not that many. I mean, you have Sepang and Fuji and those kind of stuff, but I'm not sure they race at all of them. The interest in America is stronger, firstly, and secondly, I think GT Sport or GT7 is just too strong in Asia for ACC to really compete with it. And I'm wondering if that maybe influences the lack of an attempt at an Asian expansion. Not sure what your guys' thoughts on that is.
Maybe, but because it's a licensed game, and if there's licensed racing at these circuits, you'd think that SRO in particular wouldn't mind those tracks being on this game. Doesn't it just add to their title? Like, I don't know. We've heard that the Americas was going to be added first, out of the next lot of DLC. I hope it doesn't stop there, though. I hope they do look at Asia, because there's quite a few tracks that SRO do compete over there. One being, I think it is Sepang in the SRO Asia.
Well, they just
Fuji.
raced there recently and there was only 8 cars, so yeah, not sure how that's going.
I think they've done Fuji.
I think Twin Motegi was on the circuit, I'm not sure it still is. I mean, Fuji is a great track, I wouldn't mind Fuji.
As I was saying in the Porsche race, I don't really care what we add. You can add my backyard if you wanted to. I just want to race around something different on this game.
Yes, more content. Yeah.
We think this is going to be the last content that they release before AC2 is not coming out for another year and a half, 2 years. There'll be more, surely.
And they're two separate things. AC2 doesn't replace ACC, so even if AC2 is released, that's not to say ACC doesn't get more content after that either.
Yeah, I mean, I would honestly be very surprised if we don't get another European expansion with Magny-Cours, Valencia, Hockenheimring.
Which is it Magny-Cours or Valencia that they've already done, but they had issues before COVID and they couldn't release it?
Magny-Cours, yeah.
Magny-Cours, yeah.
But they've done the scan and then obviously some things got in the way.
Yeah, Charticus, you're missing one track off that Ozpack, and that's Simmons Plains, mate. T-Mac's got the right idea.
Wanneroo is not the name of a place, seriously. That doesn't know. That's like if somebody who's never heard of Australia, that's the type of thing you joke with them about. Yeah, our money is called Wanneroo. You know, that costs 40 Wanneroos. Oh, okay, that's interesting.
If they were to do on Ozpack, it had 3 circuits. I'd hope for Sandown, Phillip Island, Tail and Bend.
Is Sandown everyone's number one choice?
No, Tail and Bend would be.
Where do they race in the Australian GT challenges? Are the tracks that Charticus listed there, are they the SO ones or?
I'm not sure about Wanneroo. They put Queensland Raceway in there, which is a tip. I forget the Sydney track's name, Sydney Motorsport Centre or something like that. It's okay. They won't put Simmons Plains in it. It's too small. It's got like 6 or 7 corners. Good fun though.
So Nina Delamete was talking about the NOLA, the New Orleans one that they raced at recently. And I think she or he was saying for a similar reason they won't add it because it's too small. It's not really but it's on the circuit. It's on the GT Breaker circuit, so it's interesting.
It is. Well, side by side. Battle here for 9th. Kranich and Withers. There is racing going on, but it's just sort of fizzled out a little bit. Hoping that lead battle closes up. And that is a wide Kranich loses a spot.
Stacy in the pits. Gibbo has boxed already, but not really closed the gap much to Jacobs through the pit stops.
They were really close, Gibbo and Stacey, so interesting to see what they can do once they resume battle with those fresh tyres.
Here's a question for you guys in chat, also you guys in the commentary box. If you could add one track to this game and only one, but you had to remove one of the tracks in this game, what would the swap be? Sepang for Zolder. Not Zolder, Zandvoort for me.
Whoa, I was going to say, hang on.
Does it have to be an SRO track or any track?
It has... no, it can be any track you can add, but it has to be obviously one of the ones that's in the game now.
Red Bull Ring for Spa.
For which one?
Red Bull Ring,
Yep.
take Spa out.
Yep.
And put Spa in the bin.
It's fun.
And then set the bin on fire. And then pee on it.
And then bury it and then blow it up.
And then pee on it again.
Oh, they
I
did
would-
come out close. Right behind.
Gibbo should build a little bit of a gap on this lap with the warmer tyres.
Funnily enough, Babsy has said Monza out. Who would have thunk it? That's deep.
That's that's a typo, I think.
I've never heard someone so vocal about their disdain towards a track.
I want Sebring in.
Blech.
Sebring in? No, just no.
Yep.
Why?
And I don't know, because I really enjoy it. It was one of the first tracks I ever raced on as a kid in, I don't even know what game.
And what are you removing?
I do like all the tracks. It's hard to pick one. I don't want to say Kyalami because of current pressure.
You can remove Kailami, it's fine. I'll just
Then
remove you
yeah,
as a
I'd probably
friend.
go with that only because it's at the moment it is my least favorite track. But I have had this season, I think, or
Wow.
was it the season just gone? where I had
Snetterton's in this game and you picked Kyalami.
Oh, it's a good point. It's a good point. Still Kyalami.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Lockhill for Silverstone. Who else we got?
Slighties. I'm very offended, just want to point that
Team
out.
Mac doesn't care what goes in as long as Paul Ricard's out. Hockenheim for Nerbs.
Nerves is at least realistic, because that's what's happening. So.
Yeah.
Dak saying should concentrate on improving the current game and developing a proper streamed World Series. I mean, they do have the SRO esports series, which just took place today, and the Asian version, the European one was a couple of days ago, which is officially backed. And then they have the actual professional drivers doing the streamed one as well during the actual races, which is pretty good to watch as well.
Sportsland Sugo for Zandvoort. Another one that said Zandvoort. Chuddiger's saying Adelaide for Paul Ricard. That's 2 Paul Ricards.
You can all get in the bin with your Paul Ricards. It's the greatest track. I don't know.
It's the greatest track, is it?
The single-
Massive exaggeration.
You say that and then you're removing Kyle Army. I worry about you.
Look, I'm not on the Paul Ricard hate here. I very much dislike hot lapping there, but I enjoy racing there.
Oh, it's great to race at.
But saying it's the greatest track, I'm worried about Jamie and what's going on in his life.
It's very closely followed by Bathurst, but no, every single time we go to Paul Ricard, whether I race, spectate, steward, it is a bag of fun. Paul Ricard, the best.
But it's, I mean, this is where we were having this argument today with, especially with Gorilla, who dislikes everywhere.
Everywhere.
And saying that tracks like the what do you call them? Oval tracks like Indy and Daytona and those kind of stuff are boring, and like Paul Ricard it's technically a very boring track. It's fairly flat. There's very little elevation change apart from basically the first chicane. But as you mentioned, it makes really good racing. It's wide. There's alternate lines through a lot of the corners and stuff like that. So, I mean, like I said, as a hot lapping track, it's garbage, but for racing, it's fantastic.
Yeah, I kind of agree with the hot lapping point. Like, if you ask me, if they brought out a brand new car tomorrow, and I really wanted to try that brand new car, I'm not going to Paul Ricard to test that car.
No, you'll go to Imola because it's amazing.
That's also false.
What?
Yeah, nah, Imola's curves. I've only driven the McLaren though, so maybe I need to try a different car then. But no.
I don't think any track's good for hot lapping. That's just me. I just want
False.
to race.
Nah, false. But there's heaps of good tracks for hot lapping. There's
Nah,
heaps of tracks.
fuck
If I want to
no.
jump on and
Rainbow Road, that's the only decent one. You can't change my mind.
Alton Park's really good. Zolder's
Alton
really
Park
good.
is fantastic for hot lapping.
I think that's why a lot of people like
Brands
Brands
is a hot track
Hatch.
for hot
Exactly. Yep.
Brands is one of those tracks which is a lot better for hot lapping than it is for actual racing. Yeah, I think Nick the Silver makes a good point.
Paul Ricard is only very slightly better than Bathurst, and that's saying something because I do very much love Bathurst.
Paul Ricard is better than Bathurst, and not even close. Yes, revoke it. I don't give a shit.
It is close. You don't even have an Australian citizenship. You're from Tasmania.
Exactly.
Monza is way worse than Imola. That's thank you for Captain.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Monza is bad. I actually like Monza in the Formula 1 game, but I don't like it in the GT3 cars.
Monza's alright. It's just overrated. It's overused, over talked about. I'm just glad they've
It's
added.
overused because
Imola's a
it's-
really good track.
That's amazing. I mean, Imola's it's difficult to overtake, which I think is why a lot of people don't necessarily like racing there. But it's such a good track. It has so many like good corners, a variation of corners and stuff like that in a fairly short track.
See, I like Mazzano. That's something different.
Yeah, I like Masano.
So that's good.
I've never touched the Mazzano till I got ACC, but I've done a few laps on Monza and Imola.
Yeah, I've never really driven. To be honest, I hadn't really driven Imola or Kyalami or Bathurst before ACC. Bathurst was a fairly common, like, daily race in GT Sport, but I just avoided it like the plague. Until Ulop forced me to learn it for league. Ooh, it's a sin. Oh, it was a-
Bushel's having one of those
Hampton's
races.
Going a little heavy down there. He had one of those weeks last week too, just quietly. He picked up nearly 30 seconds of penalties last week, so
Look at this. He's not taking that back to the showroom.
no.
And I don't think Paul Craddock has got him on his Christmas card list anymore. There he is. Just been T-boned. Don't mind that livery. Paul Craddock. They were Apex Rear Wing. They've changed their name to Trans Tasman Motorsport. We're seeing those guys feature potentially in the Endurance Series, as we will Kovacs Racing. But hopefully with a little bit more cleaner driving, Mr. Bushel.
that expected from us, or just that particular Kovacs
Just
car?
that particular driver.
Okay, that's fine. So we can just like
You can
that
just...
was a sin through the chicane.
That
by the
was.
last day.
Was shook.
Jesus.
But not here to put shoes on caterpillars.
Chat saying we need more tracks with a lap time of 2 minutes for Enduros. There's not a lot of them really, is there? I mean, I don't know how long any of those the tracks that have been added or coming, the American tracks are in the
Watkins,
GT3 car.
Watkins looks to be about 1:40.
Okay.
I don't know about the other two. But
Coda, I
Coda's
would imagine, would be a bit longer than that.
pretty long, yeah. I think Coda's reasonably long in an F1 car, let alone a GT3.
So that should be around the 2 minute mark, somewhere around there. Similar to Silverstone kind of thing. I mean, we were saying that Kota is basically just the American Silverstone. Le Mans would be amazing, yes.
Jen saying big thank you to all the partners, the drivers, admins, comms. No worries at all. And thank you, Jen. Thank you for the birthday messages, and all your support for OR and all of its people. We much love you very much. Macau in this game, if we came, I would do an 8-hour endurance race for sure.
I would be very busy that weekend.
That would be cool.
TCT saying Kota is about 207 per lap, so yeah, similar to sort of halfway between a Suzuka. No, a little bit longer than. Yeah, that'll be the longest on the. Ooh, my grill again. Little boop on the rear there. Fortunately, this time car ahead didn't go around.
So Mike's picked up a 10 for his incident earlier in the race, and Bushel's just picked up a 10 for his infraction.
So that'll be interesting because Bushel is battling with Greenwich, who just so happens to be the one that he accidentally turned around there. But that's a 10-second penalty. The gap to Greenwich is about 11. Oop, that's a weird place to park. Greenwich is about 11 seconds behind. Ooh, sorry.
You're not wrong. Are you saying that there was a tactical T-bone?
No,
The
I'm
old
definitely
tactical
100%
T-bone.
not saying that.
Mr. Bushel!
I do not condone this message with Mollis.
Tactical, but no, that doesn't sound right. No, Mark's a lovely human, and I'm sure he hasn't meant to. And here's another position for him, though. Paul's also a lovely human, but you'll be feeling a little bit frustrated, I reckon, at the moment. 5 minutes to go.
Hours of Alton. I mean,
10 hours of Alton.
as much as I love Alton, I'm not sure I'm on board for that.
How's that battle between Viney and Rio shaping up? That gap's been coming down.
Yeah, that was the little boop we just saw. Oh, there we go. Mike has made it through.
Just send it, Pete. Just send it. Mike's picked the wrong iced coffee. Actually, he's got an iced coffee, so he gets a pass. Nice run through there.
Not quite good enough to get side by side, but will be enough to spook him.
It's like a jump. Like super trucks. But if the race stays like this, Jacobs will be our championship winner. Gibbons needs a thunderstorm, a miracle, or an internet disconnection for Jacobs at the moment, because 5 second gap, 6 second gap, 6 second, there we go, it's just expanding.
I mean, based on chat, people saying Brands or Donington also for an Enduro. If you're doing a British Enduro and it's not Silverstone, Snetterton is the obvious shout in terms of the length of the hard laps.
Decent pit entry, decent pit exit.
Yep.
I don't understand. It's as boring visually as Paul Ricard.
Yeah, that's fair. It's pretty
flat.
A lot more deafy than Paul Ricard.
Exactly. That makes it a spectacle.
Yeah,
And
so
people
it
haven't
has
been there
to.
before, so there's a
It's
lot of
only
inexperience.
I've fallen over on grass, I was fine. Fall over bitumen.
Snetterton is a good track. I don't.
Snetterton gets a pass because it's got a corner name called the Bomb Hole.
Exactly.
Did a bomb actually land there? Because it surely didn't detonate.
Oh,
You know what does deserve? It should have landed on Brandt's hatch. Oh, missed opportunity, Germans.
that's a squeeze. That's a squeeze. There's nothing wrong there. That was the maximum allowable amount of squeeze.
Let's help Jake Weatherburn catch up a little bit.
It's coming up to the first chicane there. Should be one more lap after this then. So still some time for some of these battles to work themselves out.
On board with Jacob Weatherburn. He's been absolutely fantastic in the comms booth this season with you, JC.
Absolutely. We were talking before about the balance in the commentary box, and I think Jacob and I have that. He brings a lot of really good information, a lot of experience. He's obviously raced in the series himself for the last couple of seasons, so he knows the drivers intimately, he knows the cars in and out, he knows what he's talking about. So it's great, absolutely great having him on board this season. Hope he joins me next season, but he is itching to get back in the car. I think for F1 2022 we might have to get a salary going to keep him on board, I think, because he wants to get back in the car.
No, it'd be good to see him back out on the track. I think he wanted.
Alright, man, the leader is on the final lap.
He kind of
Give
mentioned
it
that
a
he
final
wanted to
push.
do a race on the weekend as a fill-in, but maybe you'll get him driving and get him in the booth at the same time.
I asked to do that, and you didn't allow it. So I'm the first person to do that.
Not at the same time as in the same round.
No, same time.
No.
I was wondering if that was possible today. I wanted to do this race.
How are
What
you?
happened?
How are you doing the
how
broadcast?
not?
How are you doing the
No,
broadcast? How are you changing the camera? You're going to be watching
not-
other cars in your
not-
view whilst you're in car?
You can use helicopter cam while you're on the straight.
I wasn't specifically talking about while I'm broadcasting F1. I reckon while we're doing Zolder, it would be a great idea to throw to some drivers while they're in the car. I reckon
That was
we
done.
did,
I did that at Bathurst.
we did it with
scares
Smithy
me.
when he was leading Bathurst, and Paige. It's
Yeah,
got to be.
I jumped into comms as well, which was fun going over the mountain, especially when you had
Fun.
push to talk activated.
Yes, that's the thing. Drivers are in the control of their car. I don't want to be any excuse if someone bins it, because it's happened.
That's why it's a volunteer exercise.
It still happens. They still get shitty. But yes, we could do that. G'day, JC. You're having a great race. You've seen you spin 3 times, and what's the 10-second penalty for? Fuck you, Mullock. Get out of my ears.
That's JC. Good luck with the rest of your race.
No
JC.
worries. Thanks, JC. Eat a dick. Anyway, final race, final lap. Tabit will take the win. Jacobs will finish P2. Jacobs picks up the championship.
The leader has
Well done,
finished
Shawnee Jacobs. Callum Gibbons, still a great season. P2 by 20 points. Finishing P3 here. Chris Stacey P4. And Matty Harrod.
Is that a quiet race, but a great result? But I think he only just landed from his stand in chicane earlier, so good race for him as well.
It's very true. Lee Perkins, Bushel, Weathers. So Bushell's gap to Kranich. Is it out past 10? I'm trying to work out who finishes third.
Yeah, it's way over.
Oh, it's 30 points back anyway. So Bushel will finish in P3 in the championship.
But he's definitely not a pro. Well,
Well,
that's not the way the track goes.
He's not having a good time over in this corner.
Yeah, he was probably still looking for his Uber. It turned up.
He just can't find the delivery driver. I'm at the hairpin. That's why he turned around. He couldn't see him. Close finish up ahead here between Weatherburn and Real. Hold on.
Nice finish. Let's get this man home. Let's go. Perez, he's going to finish. He's found his Uber finally. Gets it home. Hignett has yeeted himself into P14. And that fence.
The
Oh,
wall. Ouch.
that's not the wall you want to hit. We'll wait for this game to tick over. Fireworks in the daytime. Looks weird as. Why green and gold? Anyone understand
Yes.
why? Oh, never mind. Every colour on the planet. Red, green, blue. Where's that coming out of?
Shh, you're asking way too many questions.
Oh, what? I've never noticed these. Have you ever noticed these?
I have not, no.
Little fuel tanks, are they? Little fuel.
Yep. That looks like a proper fuel station.
It does.
Where's the attendant? Ooh, that was an interesting
Give it all you can.
transition.
Alright, return to garage. And here are the final results for tonight's race. Talbot, Jacobs, Gibbons on the podium with Stacey, Harrod, Cervic, Perkins, Withers, Kidman, Bushel in the top 10. Couple of sad noises there for Carl Johnson, Valentini, Priyan Arta, and Stockton, with Rochford not quite getting to the end. So thank you for joining me during the season, Mr. Senegas.
Thank you very much. It's been fun, been enjoyable. Seen some good racing, seen some good murders. I mean, incidents. Yeah,
Colin May, Colin
look
B.
forward to the next season.
And also thank you, Jesse, out there in Bedland. Great work during the season, mate. Thank you. Hope you feel better soon. And of course, JC, too many J's. Thank you for your
The superior J is JP, so that's fine. Understandable. No, thanks for having me, Mal. Good to be here for the last event. And thank you, chat. Love you. Best on ground again tonight.
And we'll see you guys tomorrow as we head to Suzuka. Catch you, everybody. Good night.